guys, it's Georgia and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I am doing a super duper exciting video for you guys. Today I'm going to be giving you guys a bunch of formal tips and just things that I wish someone had told me or really driven into my brain before formal. So I'm 18 now and I had my formal last year when I was in grade 12, so I'm out of school now, and I went to 2 formals, so I got 2 chances to sort of see how everything worked, and I definitely learned a bunch of things along the way that I want to share with you guys and hopefully help some of you guys out. So it's a very stressful time and hopefully these tips can help make your night the best it possibly can be. I think I have 10 tips for you guys, so without further ado, let's jump in and get started. My first tip is have pictures of how you want your hair and makeup to look when you go and get it done. If you are getting it done, otherwise you might be doing it yourself. If you're doing it yourself, obviously you can like make sure it looks exactly how you want it to, but if someone else is doing it, they don't have your brain, so you've got to help them out as much as you can to share with them exactly how you want to look. Another thing that comes along with that is don't leave unless you're 100% happy with it. If you want something done differently or you want something darker, tell them, because they would rather you walk out of there and be absolutely obsessed with your makeup or your hair than go out there and be like, this is absolutely crap. That's something that I sort of regret with the first formal that I went to. Was I came in with a picture of how I wanted my hair done, and it was like one of those messy curly bun things with like a few little pieces at the front, and I had like a really low back dress, so I thought that was going to be perfect so that you could like see all of my back. And when I went to the hairdresser, I showed her the picture and everything, and then when she'd finished, I just sort of panicked and I was like, yeah, I love it, thank you, and I really didn't like it, and I regret that because I have all these pictures of a hairstyle that I didn't really like. It wasn't terrible or anything, it just wasn't what I had in mind. I wish that I had told her at the time when she said, do you like it? No. Or like, I don't really like this part, so that it could have been done exactly how I wanted to. So that's kind of frustrating on my behalf. For my second one, I absolutely loved my hair and my makeup, and it was the greatest thing ever. Like, I was just obsessed with it, and I think that's how it should be for everyone. Tip number 2 is make sure that you get a dress that makes you feel confident and happy and that you love. Don't get a dress just because lots of people are getting dresses like this and you think it's like trendy. Get something that you like put on, you feel confident in, you feel good, that just makes you feel good. And if you do that, I can guarantee you're gonna have the best night because you're gonna be in something that you absolutely love. I was lucky enough with both of my dresses that I did really like them. Obviously now I would go back and do it differently because my taste has changed, but at the time I was in love with my dresses and like sort of the theme that I had going on for both formals. So make sure you do that because your dress can have a massive impact on your night. Tip number 3 is something to keep in mind, and it's that accessories can completely transform your look. So if you just have a standard dress, the way that you accessorize it can completely change the whole look. And that's something really important as well. There's so many different things you can do with it. Even though you may have like a really basic dress, the way that you accessorize it can make it look completely different to anyone else, and that's something you've got to use to your advantage. If you're wearing a color that is like very basic, like maybe you've got a black dress or something, because most people have black dresses at formals, you can completely change the way it looks by accessorizing it, so you like sort of get separated from the rest of the people with black dresses. You can do something completely different to the standard like silver or gold jewelry. You can go for like a bright color like an orange or pink or something and completely change the whole like theme of your look, and that is really powerful. Tip number 4 is super important if you're a stress head like I am, and that is plan your appointments with extra time. If you've got extra time at the end, it is the most amazing thing ever. For my first formal that I went to, I was super stressed, pushed for time, and I was late, and it wasn't my formal, so oops, sorry, but it was my boyfriend, so I think he's forgiven me, but still I should have been on time. But if one appointment goes over its like supposed time, like say it's an hour, leave an hour and a half just in case something does happen, or if you don't like your hair and they have to redo it or something, leave room for that, just so that at the end of the day, if you're like running ahead of time and you've got spare time, you'll be more relaxed and the night will be a bit more chilled, and that is so good. Also make sure you leave room for travel time, because I had a few friends who forgot about travel time and they didn't realize that it was going to take them like half an hour to get between like where they were getting their hair and makeup done, and then yeah, and then they ended up being behind because they were late and blah blah blah. Make sure that you leave enough time because you don't want to be stressed. Tip number 5 is something that I didn't realize until my formal, and it's to go with your friends. Going with your friends to the actual formal is like the funnest thing ever, because you're all just getting pumped together and you're all having a good time, and it just really gets you going before the actual formal starts, if that makes sense. Even if you're just going in like your parents' car or something, go with a few of your friends so that you can like hype each other up and it'll be super fun. My friends and I got a limo to take us and like our partners and stuff, and it was just so fun. We were so pumped by the time we got to formal, and it was just such a good atmosphere and time. I think that was such a good purchase for us. Tip number 6 is to take as many pictures as possible. You may get sick of smiling for photos, but I promise you, you'll look back and be so grateful you got so many photos. It's honestly the most memorable night, and the more pictures you have, the better. So seriously, I would recommend getting even a photographer so that you guys don't have to think about getting all the photos yourselves, and you just, at the end of the day, you just end up having a heap of photos. For my formal and my boyfriend's formal, we had photographers, and I think that was so good because we got a ton of pics from them that were like really good quality photos, and they were just so good. We didn't have to worry about getting all the photos ourselves. Sorry if you can hear the birds in the background. My door is closed too. I'm just going to keep on talking. And take photos at the venue, at the night, at the after party. Make sure you just take a ton of photos because it's seriously the most memorable night and you can never have too many pics. Tip number 7 is get a tan trial if you're getting a tan from a new place that you've never been to, because there is nothing worse than the day before your formal booking in your tan appointment and then at the end of it you look like an orange Oompa Loompa. It's not fun. I've seen it happen to girls and I feel for them so bad, because you want to make sure that your tan is good and it's going to be a good tan. I had just heard so many good reviews from all of my friends about the place that I went to, and so I wasn't too worried about that, but I know that other places that didn't have as much of a reputation as the one that I went to did, some of them may have found that the colour of the tan wasn't exactly what they were thinking. So that's definitely a big one, because you don't want your tan to ruin your night. Tip number 8 is be prepared for emergencies. Make sure you've got band-aids in your clutch in case you get a blister. Make sure you've got like nipple covers or something just in case something happens to your boobs, because it may sound funny and stupid but it happened to me. My sticky boobs actually fell off at one of the formals that I went to and I had to carry the boobs in the clutch and it was so embarrassing. I'm sure that'll be in like an embarrassing story time video eventually, but it was honestly so embarrassing. I had to run to the bathroom holding my boobs and then I took them off, and luckily with my dress you couldn't see like my nipples and stuff, but like if I had nipple covers in there, that would have been amazing. So just be prepared for every circumstance, because you never know what's gonna happen. Like I didn't expect that to happen, but it did. Tip number 9 is about who you take to your formal. To my formal I took the guy who I was dating, so it was like fine, we were like best friends. I didn't have to like look after him as much because a lot of his friends were there too. I just felt comfortable. It wasn't like awkward or anything, and it made my night so much better having someone there who I knew and I enjoyed and who I liked. Whether that's like your best guy friend or whether you don't take someone because you just don't have anyone that you feel close enough to, that's fine as well. I can think of nothing worse than taking someone that you've never met before or that you don't really know, that would just be so awkward and it would completely change your night. So take a good person or don't take anyone at all. That's my advice. And my last tip I've sort of already said, but don't be late, because that will avoid stress, and if you're not stressed you will have a much better time than if you are stressed. For the first formal that I went to, I was late and I was so stressed. It took me until I was even like at the formal till I could completely calm down again. That was so annoying. I wish that I was on time and that I wasn't so stressed, because then I would have had a completely different experience. Yeah, just make sure that you stay on time, and if you are getting stressed, do everything you can to like calm yourself down. It's all gonna work out in the end. So just relax, have a good time, and remember, this is one of the best nights of your life, so enjoy every single moment. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up if you did. If any of you guys watching have your formal coming up, I hope you guys enjoy it. Have the best time, and I'll see you guys all in my next video very, very soon. Bye, guys.